Steel Nation, there really isn't too much of a shock. This bloke right here is taking his sweet, sweet time, walk on the beach, trying to make a choice or a decision about which team he's going to sign for. That is A-Rod Aaron Rodgers, former Packer, former Jets quarterback. Now, for me personally, if you haven't seen the channel yet, I've been on here on YouTube 4 years, I don't like Aaron Rodgers. So if for numerous reasons, but if he were to sign as a Steelers quarterback tomorrow or the next day, or in 2 weeks' time, or whenever it may be, I will be pissed off because I don't think he fits the quarterback. Maybe we don't need a player like him. I don't think he has the Steeler mentality in him. I feel like he's all about himself. His ego's so high. He's like a diva. I think he's more about winning games for Aaron Rodgers than he is winning games for overall the team. So this bloke here is walking the beaches, and there's a lot of reports going out now. Why hasn't he made a choice, or what will the Steelers do at quarterback? Is it going to be Russell Wilson? Do they bring back Mason Rudolph to be QB2? Could Mason Rudolph be QB1? So Aaron Rodgers is walking the beach, chilling out, having a good time, listening to music. Maybe he's listening to Renegade. And there was a report here from Jerry Dulac. It says here, apparently the delay in the A-Rod discussion with the Steelers is not about money. The offer's been made. It's all about Rodgers taking his good old time about making a decision. That's it. It's just about his time. And I think that's what his personality really is. Yes, he's one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. Looks like he's going to the Hall of Fame. But over the last few years, I haven't been that big of a fan of his play in Green Bay or his play with the Jets. He threw one of his receivers under the bus, that is Mike Williams, and he ended up getting traded to the Steelers as well. Yes, we didn't use him like the way we should have. Only played, a few snaps here and there. But I feel like Rodgers does his own thing and gets GMs fired and coaches on the hot seat and, has complications with receivers or problems with his O-line or offensive coordinator. There always seems to be a problem. Now, even so, our good mate Adam Schefter, he also had a soundbite on this as well, asking Aaron Rodgers to pretty much hurry up and choose a team. Check this out.
To me, this shouldn't be that hard, right? Like the Steelers want you. The Giants want you. We're seeing players across the league make decisions. It shouldn't be that hard. Either you want to play or you don't. You want to play for Pittsburgh or you don't. You want to play in New York or you don't. Like, Chewy, what are you going to have for lunch? You're going to make a decision, you're going to drag it out for 4 days, 5 days, a week. Like, it's not that hard. Make the decision and live with it.
To see Adam Schefter get that angry is kind of interesting because it feels like that he wants to break the news. He wants to talk about A-Rod going to the Steelers. As he said in the voice clip there, he said the Steelers want you. The New York Giants want you. Now, I don't know what the Steelers' offer is. I don't know how keen they are to bring in Aaron Rodgers to the organization. I don't know that from pretty much anyone unless you're an insider source or you are Omar Khan yourself. And there could be a lot of interest for Aaron Rodgers to join the team. Now, it would be quite crazy. As much as I don't like the move, like I said, I'd probably go on a rant. I'd talk about it. I'd be a little bit angry, but I would soon get over it within a few days and then try and cheer on the team and also cheer on Aaron Rodgers to be successful and, try and win playoff games and win the AFC North. And, hopefully he'll ball out and prove me wrong. I would love to be proved wrong 100%. I would love for him to go off and, gel with the O-line, connect with DK Metcalf, connect with Pickens, find Calvin Austin over the middle, find Fry moves, get Darnell more involved and use the running backs like Warren and the new running back, Kenneth Gainwell. I would love that. I just don't think it's the right move, though, for the Steelers to go down this path and pick up a quarterback who's 41, almost 42 at the end of the year. I'm pretty sure his birthday's in November. And if you were to get him for a year or two, then you've got to find a guy after that. Now, the Steelers are in a funny situation because the other bloke, now Rodgers can't make decision or choice. But the other bloke being Russell Wilson, he seems to be going around other teams as well. And the Steelers aren't really in talks, I don't think so, with Russell Wilson. He is now scheduled to fly to Cleveland today, as you guys are waking up in your American morning, to the Browns. And then the same night, I think he's flying to the Giants. So could it be a possibility that Russell Wilson signs with the Cleveland Browns and he becomes their week 1 starter and Kenny Pickett is QB2? All these things are up in the air. But remember last year, the Steelers, they had a big meeting with Russell Wilson for 9 hours, talking with Coach Tomlin. And I believe at the time, I think Arthur Smith was there. Someone can prove me if I was right or wrong. I'm pretty sure Arthur Smith was there in the meeting room. And they were having a talk, and next minute they signed him. Once they signed him, Kenny Pickett got upset, pissed off, and he said, "You know what? I can't be the understudy behind Russell Wilson. I'm going to leave. Trade me." And they traded him to Philadelphia, where he ends up winning a Super Bowl behind Jalen Hurts. Now the Philadelphia Eagles trade him to the Browns to possibly be QB1 if he works that way, or most likely becomes QB2. And it would be highly hilarious if Russell Wilson was the Browns quarterback in Cleveland. I still wouldn't mind, though, however, if the Steelers were to reach out to Wilson and find a good deal. There's a team-friendly deal. It's a good deal for Wilson, and you run it back for a year or two. Maybe go into the draft this year, get a quarterback. I still have to do some more research on Dart, on some other of these guys. Could it be Sanders if they trade up? I don't know. I need to do more research on the quarterbacks. I'm getting there hopefully soon once we get through this free agent period. So could the Steelers go out there and sign Wilson 100%? But it does feel like a little bit that ship is kind of sailing, and now we are just waiting and waiting and waiting for Aaron Rodgers to make a choice or decision. And it looks like the Vikings are involved. The Steelers are involved. The Giants are involved. And he's sitting back twiddling his thumbs going, I think I might want to get a contract with you. I think I might want to go here. I think, you know what? I could go to the New York Giants and go from Jets to the Giants, live in the same city. Actually, no, I like my connection with Mike Tomlin's really good. Maybe I'll become a Pittsburgh Steeler. Actually, no, I want to follow the Brett Favre route and go Packer, Jet, Viking. So we're all waiting. Everyone's waiting on Aaron Rodgers to make a choice. And I hope this doesn't really bite the Steelers in the backside. I hope they can figure out a plan. If their plan A is Aaron Rodgers, I hope they have a plan B. And that could be maybe you draft someone, you trade up in the draft. Maybe your plan B, I heard some ideas about trading for a quarterback. Joe Milton III was thrown out there in one of our lives recently. Trade for him. Maybe you bring back Rudolph to be a QB2 and you get someone in front of him, or you draft someone. Possibly could you run the whole season with Rudolph? I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind Rudolph going the whole season and drafting someone behind him. Has a connection with Pickens already. You know, he knows our system. Would Rudolph want to come back, though? So many questions. But it does feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers are waiting around for Aaron Rodgers to make a choice. If Jerry's saying it, Schefter's saying it, it's just the money could be there, or they've made an offer. I've heard the offer could be $45 million a year. Can the Pittsburgh Steelers actually afford that? But it feels like they're just waiting for him to make a choice. And I'm not a huge fan of that. But whatever happens, I won't be too happy if the Steelers sign Aaron Rodgers, but I'll have to deal with it. Now, could it be good quarterback play? 100%. Could it be piss poor, terrible play? 110%. It didn't work out with the Jets. So what's the likely, what's a likely chance it's going to work out with the Steelers? I'm just saying he's getting older. I think he's washed up. I think he's done. I think for me, it's either Wilson comes back or the Steelers got to figure out plan B really fast. And I don't know what that is. That plan B could be ride the season with Rudolph. It could be trade for a quarterback. That plan B seems dwindling because this plan A or plan B or plan C is going to Cleveland and the Giants, and this other plan A, Aaron Rodgers, is sitting back, twiddling his thumbs, waiting, and just trying to, you know what, take his time, take his sweet leisure time. And you know what? I might decide to be a Pittsburgh still. Righty, Still Nation. You enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you later.